Hi, this is your Chief Science Officer, Brazos Minshew. Welcome to Wellness Talks. Today we're going to talk about a very pertinent and relevant subject to all of us, which deals with our upper respiratory system. And we're going to be speaking with a very relevant person, Dr. Harolyn Gills, the physician from the Trivita Wellness Center. Welcome, Dr. Gills.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure.
So we've got discomfort right now that's caused by things in our air. And we know that to be what? Allergies, viruses from the cold, from the flu. How do you tell the difference?
That's a great question, especially that now that the flu is rampant throughout the country and wreaking fear amongst us all with the deaths that we're hearing about.
Sure.
I think it's essential to realize the difference and to catch it early, to do something early.
So how would you describe the difference between, for example, what does an allergy look like?
An allergy can mimic the flu in certain aspects. You can get the watery eyes, the runny nose, the stuffiness, nasal congestion, and the scratchy throat that feels like sandpaper.
Swallowing sandpaper,
constantly
yeah.
having postnasal drainage. These things are identifiable, however, from a cold or the flu in the fact that there is clear drainage that doesn't have any discoloration. Usually there's no cough, but there can be sneezing. Mm-hmm. And there's not any overall malaise or fatigue. You really
Sure.
confine it to the head and neck.
And no real fever with that either, right?
Absolutely not.
And so now how would you tell that from a cold, for example? What are some of the symptoms of a cold?
A cold will have the cough, the congestion, the runny eyes, perhaps runny nose, and sometimes an ear plugging, lots of fullness. And you can have fever with a cold. It's caused by a virus, unlike allergens in the community, which are not contagious. But the cold is contagious. These airborne viruses that we breathe in can cause illness if we are not immunity strong, so that we can fight those off. We're all exposed to them every day.
Yeah, so if we have a suppressed immune system, they just set up housekeeping.
That's the one who they target, absolutely.
Okay, so now how does that differ from the flu? What does the flu look like?
A cold may last 3 to 5 days, and you can get up and around, but the flu will knock you for a loop. Mm-hmm. The flu will often have high fever, headache, tremendous amount of malaise and fatigue, such that you usually don't want to get out of bed. Mm-hmm. It also can have cough and some of the other nasal congestion that we talked about. You can have the stomach flu, stomach and viral gastroenteritis, which we call the stomach flu, is caused by different viruses, but similar to the flu virus.
And aches and pains?
That's what I'm saying. Muscle aches and pains all throughout your body.
And how about the seriousness of the flu? What kills people when they get the flu?
One of the complications of the flu is pneumonia. That's what kills. You can get bronchitis, perhaps, an ear infection and sinusitis as a result of the cold.
Right.
But the more ravaging complication of the flu is usually a deeper respiratory infection. Mm-hmm. It goes down deeper and causes a pneumonia.
And so when should a person see a doctor with the flu?
You know, when you recognize that these symptoms, you have the high fever, you have the headache, these symptoms are treatable not by antibiotics, because antibiotics do not treat viruses.
Right.
However, there are some antiviral agents that are now about, like Tamiflu, for instance, but it only works in the first 24 hours. So if you do think you've got the flu, seek medical attention early. And the flu can last weeks as opposed to days. Now, if it does prolong beyond a week, that's another time to see a physician.
Okay.
Because that's when you worry about that complication that I talked about.
Okay. So now, how can we prevent getting any of these things? Colds, flus, allergies? What's the prevention strategy?
The same things that we talk about preventing all kinds of illness and malady. And that is strengthen your immune system and keep it strong. The simple things to do, such as drinking more water, sleeping, breathing deeply. Those things will help to strengthen your immune system. You want to make sure that if you're especially with children around and if you're exposed, which most of us are, that you have a strong immunity so that the bad viruses get fought off and the good bacteria are there to help us.
Oh, that's very interesting. That once again, it's the 10 essentials of wellness that help us create a robust defense against getting colds and flus. But we also talk about some of the gifts that we get from the Amazon as being something to strengthen our immune system.
Absolutely.
Natural things right from the plant world that are found in Zamu Gold that can help us build a robust immune system that has true immune intelligence, an immune system that works smarter, not harder.
Excellent.
And in that case, we have an opportunity to build for us a robust immune system. But remember, health comes only from healthy habits practiced every day, and that's where the 10 Essentials of Wellness come in. So, Dr. Jills, thank you so much for being on our program
pleasure.
again today, and we'll talk again another time soon. Thank you, and be well.